announces that Lenore County Board of Education has established a quorum and calls the March 25th, 2024 regular monthly meeting to order. Chair recognizes Mr. Nick Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room tonight be beneficial to the students, parents, staff, and administrators in our school system. And may we be led by the guiding principle to always base our decisions on the best interests of our young people. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Brett Williams to present the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, it's my honor and privilege tonight to present to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval of tonight's agenda.
Williams, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the agenda?
Move to adopt the agenda.
We got a
No, well, it's fine.
motion by Dr. Outlaw Starkey. How about a second? Second by Mr. Anderson. Motion by Dr. Outlaw Starkey, second by Mr. Anderson to approve the board agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. The agenda is set for tonight. Okay, normally at this time we would recognize elected officials, but I don't see an elected official with us tonight. Mr. Harris is generally with us. Would like to welcome Mrs. Mishoshi sitting tonight for Adam Mitchell. I do have a couple of comments that I would like to make. As usual, we want to continue to thank all the Lenore County Public School employees for their outstanding dedication, commitment, and hard work to ensure all Lenore County Public School students are successful as possible. We want to continue to commit to providing a safe and healthy environment for all students, employees, and our community. On March 18th, 2024, the Lenore County Board of Commissioners and Lenore County Board of Education conducted a joint meeting to discuss the Board of Commissioners' county strategic plan and how it relates to the Lenore County Board of Education and to the Lenore County Public Schools. We want to thank the Board of Commissioners for the opportunity to share our vision for the Lenore County Public Schools with the Board of Commissioners. We want to continue to work with the Board of Commissioners to develop a relationship that is beneficial to the Lenore County Board of Education, the Lenore County Public School System, and the Lenore County Board of Commissioners. And if Mr. Harris was here, I was going to ask Mr. Harris if he would please let the board know how much we appreciate the opportunity to work together for the benefit of our community. Next week is Easter break. We want to wish everyone a happy Easter and hope you get to spend some quality time with family and friends. We hope the students and staff get some much needed time for rest and relaxation before finishing out the school year on a strong and positive note. And as usual, Mr. Williams will share some more good news about Lenore County Public School students and staff. Chair recognizes Mr. Brett Williams to present the following honors, recognitions, and accomplishments.
Mr. Chairman, we are here entering our last week for the Easter break, our last 3 days before a teacher work day on Thursday and Good Friday on Friday, and the holiday begins and our kids are out all next week. I want to wish all of you a much needed break. Our schools are very busy right now. They're always busy, but it seems like it's hyper busy right now in the best possible way. Our teachers, our students, our other staff members are working really, really hard heading into the end of the year and teaching those remaining lessons and trying to hit those learning targets, and everybody's busy toward that end. So we certainly celebrate our teachers and our students and other staff members and administrators, everybody who's working hard for that. We hope that you get some much needed rest and spend some good relaxation time with your family and friends and other loved ones. And as I always say to my staff here, it's your opportunity to do something different other than what you normally do, a hobby or something special that you enjoy doing, okay? As I said, our schools are busy. Tonight you're going to hear a presentation from Miss Amy Jones about art in our schools. and Arts in Our Schools Month and our celebration of that here with all county band, all county chorus, all county art show. Wonderful events showcasing the multitude of talents that our school students possess and that they show every day in and out of the classroom. We have some amazing young people, and that's showcased in these events we have. This Saturday, we had the State Science Fair, and we had students place at the State Science Fair. That's after wins at the Regional Science Fair and the wins at the local science fairs for each of our Lenore County schools. We had our Science Showcase. We've got our Gifted Gala upcoming. We've got EC Awards Night coming up this week, coming up tomorrow night. We've got so many things going on. Celebrations of our students and the teaching and learning processes, battle with the books, so much happening. So I want to celebrate our adults who are leading these efforts and our students who are showcased in these efforts. So many wonderful things happening. Tonight is my honor to bring this around to specifically honoring some of our staff members and our students for outstanding achievements. We'll begin with one of our students and one of our teachers. We have a national award winner here with us tonight, one of our standouts who's been before you before. We'll honor her and one of our teachers. But each year, the North Carolina Science, Math, and Technology Center, the SMT Center, honors a teacher with the center's outstanding educator in science, mathematics, and technology education, and honors a student with the center's Student Leadership Award in science, mathematics, and technology education. This year we are extremely proud to announce that we have not just one of those two honors represented here, but we have both. And I tried to find a county that had both in the same year, and I could not. I went back 11 years and I couldn't find it, and that's all the information I could research, but I'm still on the case. But right now I don't think it's been done before. I'm going to call that tonight just because. But we have our student being honored by them, Miss Rachel Noble from South Lenore High School, a national award winner in FFA, and she's gone to that national competition a few times and placed a couple of times, and that first place in the nation before. So we really celebrate you, Rachel, and want you to come forward, and then we will announce our adult winner team. Rachel's agriculture education teachers to come forward if you're here. Rachel, congratulations. Now, a big part of FFA, and this is for science and mathematics, but talk to us about what this award means and how that fits into you as an all-around student and the work that you're doing in South Lenore High School and beyond.
Yeah, so the award is for science, technology, engineering, and math, and that does have a lot to do with what I'm doing in the National FFA organization. We have horticulture, agriculture, mechanics, and animal science, and each of those incorporate some sort of engineering, whether it's building something in the ag mechanics department or for our animals, and then using math to build all of those things and put them together and use the right amount of tools and feed for the animals and all sorts of stuff. And then outside of FFA, this award also encompasses pieces that I have coming from my own home, working on our Christmas tree farm and other stuff that I do that I'm involved with school with. So I'm really thankful to Ms. Jones and our teachers and staff at South Lenore for nominating me and having the opportunity not only represent agriculture education in receiving this award, but also to represent Lenore County, like you said, and having the opportunity to share this with the teacher and being it in the same year is very exciting.
Great job. Now, the teacher being honored in our two awards tonight for SMT Center. Still can't believe that's happening the same year. I called Sam Houston, Dr. Houston, who's over that, and I said, "This is amazing." And he said, "These are two amazing candidates." So it's Miss Kayla Lane Barnell, a science teacher at North Lenore High School. Yes. about your
Yeah, I'm very honored. Thank you, Ms. Jones, and to whoever had a part to nominate me. It really is very exciting. I try to take, our learning experiences in the classroom and really take that, make it fun, to make it hands-on as well, but also to kind of prepare them for college and prepare them for what they're going to be working in, later on in life. So I'm very honored for doing it.
And Ms. Barnell is known for being all about her students and being student-centered and really pushing her kids, but doing so empathetically and really loving her kids the whole time. She's all about her students, and that shows in the work she's doing. I'm proud that LCPS has such teachers representing us. Ms. Green, we need you up here. I know that North Lenore High School is as well. And so just very, very proud of her. And to top it off, she takes groups of students to Europe and on school trips expanding their horizons. So very proud of her. So all right. Congratulations. Kinston High School senior Javier Grady is headed to North Carolina A&T State University as the winner of a February 1 scholarship, one of A&T's top merit scholarships. The fully funded 4-year award covers the cost of tuition, related fees, housing, meals, and participation in the university's honors program activities and enrichment. It is awarded to just 15 first-year students annually, a solid merit scholarship based on academics. Javier plans to enter the College of Education and graduate as an elementary school teacher. I just have one word. Javier, hired. Right? We'll reserve a classroom for him. Grady, if you come forward. It's always when he's serving his kids, the kids in his school, serving his community, volunteering for something, helping out with something. The first time I met him, I honestly mistook him for one of the adult volunteers. And I said, wow. I said, who's that young man? He was a student. I think he was in 9th or 10th grade, but a wonderful young man. Just love him a lot, and I'm so proud that he's going into education and teach and paying that forward. Javier, you'd like to say anything to folks?
It is an honor. Thank God. Being at Kinston High School has been amazing. I love my school, and I truly believe great things come out of Kinston High School. And yeah.
Did Mr. Harvey try to talk to him in Central? I'm just joking.
I always wanted to go to North Carolina Central University, but I truly believe that the path I should go down is North Carolina A&T. I believe they prepare me to be the best educator possible. And in a couple of years, I hope to see y'all in a couple times.
That's right.
Being a superintendent and a parent about to pay for a senior to go to college, I say they chose you with the full scholarship.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ms. Bryant, you're hiding back here. Come on, Ms. Bryant. In our second big scholarship announcement of the night, we are pleased to honor North Lenore High School senior Adamari Gaona. Now, before I announce this, let me pause and say, Lenore County Public Schools has had a distinction that some of our other counties, no shade to them, just the truth, that they can't boast. Every single year for the past, I think 6 out of the last 8 years, we've had either a Moorhead Cane recipient or a finalist or semifinalist and a Park recipient or finalist. We are just so, and that continues till today, until tonight, and you'll hear about a recipient, and we've had several finalists too. So just so proud of our kids and what they're doing. but Adamari is a great young lady. She is winner of the prestigious Spark Scholarship at the University of North Carolina at Raleigh. NC State. Sorry, I just had to do that. There are some people who think there's one UNC, so I just have to do it. Love them too. The Park is a full ride merit scholarship valued at $120,000. And this year it's being awarded to only 35 first-year students. The top student in her class at North Lenore High School, a position that she has held since the 9th grade. Adamari plans to major in business at NC State and work in a field that allows her to assist the underserved. Congratulations to Adamari. Adamari, $120,000, one of North Carolina's most prestigious scholarships. Congratulations, girl. We're very proud of you. What would you like to say to the folks?
I want to say that I'm very honored to have this award, this scholarship. And I also want to thank all the teachers that helped me get to this position, my teachers, my principals, my counselors. I could not have gotten here without any of them. And it still doesn't feel real. Like I can be here standing and people can tell me in my face that I got this award, but it does not feel real. It hasn't sunk in yet. And I'm honored to be part of Lenore County Public Schools.
They said Adamari has been number one since the 9th grade, and that's as far back as high school goes, but I lead the whole district, and I know it's actually been since elementary school. Ms. Beersford, the principal, then was here, and she can tell you the same. Adamari's always been a top student. Her brother, Angel, was a Moorhead Scholar, UNC Chapel Hill, and then her other sibling was a finalist, I believe.
She got the Chancellor Science Scholarship.
Chancellor Science Scholarship. So congratulations not only to you, but your parents are doing a great job. So as a piece, and I might be telling you business now, but I'm very proud of this young lady because she was telling me, we were talking at a graduation. She was chief marshal last year, and we were talking, and she was telling me about working at a local restaurant. And then in the conversation, I learned that she was a manager. And I thought, oh, what she means is the shift supervisor or something. No, tell them what you actually do there.
So actually I am a shift manager, so at the time I was 17, running the whole shift, people that were older than me.
Managing adults.
Managing adults. It's
Now,
fun.
hard job. Come forward, and Counselor, Ms. Hewitt, if you'd like to come forward too. $120,000. So they're going to give you a big one. Great job. The difficult task of selecting the LCPS Teacher of the Year for 24-25 began when a panel of judges selected 3 finalists from a field of 18 deserving candidates who already had been honored as Teacher of the Year at their school. The 3 finalists are Miss Alicia Davis, 5th grade teacher at LaGrange Elementary, who accepted her first teaching job at LaGrange in 2005 and has been there ever since, developing into a school leader and the heart of the school's science instruction and activities. Mr. Reed Edmondson, chair of the Exceptional Children's Team at Rochelle Middle School, who started with LCPS as a teacher assistant and while working earned her Bachelor of Science degree from East Carolina University and moved into her teaching role in 2019. And Ms. Erin Green, since 2018, a 3rd grade teacher at Northwest Elementary School, which is a school where the Lenore County native attended as a youngster. Anyone who has seen these 3 ladies in action in their classrooms would say that they are all worthy of the title of LCPS Teacher of the Year. The winner will be announced at the LCPS Employee Recognition Banquet on April 16th. If they would come forward, please. If their principals are here, if you'd like to come forward, please, if you're here as well. Stage, congratulations to you. Ms. Green, congratulations to you. Ms. Edmondson, congratulations to you. And principals, Congratulations to you all. All right, who's going to volunteer? Anybody from the group want to share any words of wisdom or reflections from the process? Process isn't over, it's still going. Nervousness is still there,
Oh, yeah.
but the hard part's done, right?
I will share that I was amazed at the things that I had done and wasn't giving myself credit for. Whew, it was a lot. And it was really hard to write about yourself. And overwhelming to see that many faces in your classroom.
Outstanding. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think the same. She touched on it. You just don't realize how much you did and how much time you put in until you have to write it all down.
Yes.
I just want to say, this has been an amazing experience for me, starting out as a teacher assistant and becoming in the role as a teacher. It has been wonderful, and I'm just blessed and honored to be standing here today as a finalist.
Outstanding. All right, let's give them a round of applause. I know you want to rearrange this. How so?
If we can just get the people holding certificates to step forward. You're good. Ms. Bell, step out there. Okay. And the superintendent, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. On three. 1, 2, one more. 1. There you go.
Congratulations. Okay, the North Carolina Science and Engineering Fair was held in Raleigh on the campus of NC State University on Saturday. At the same time that the UNC women were playing in the NCAA playoffs. I wanted to throw that in. It was held on Saturday, March 23rd. We had winners, and we will invite them next month. The Moss Hill Tucker Harris won 3rd place in the NC1 Water Award. Kinley Barnett, honorable mention in the grand prize category elementary division. Pink Hill Elementary School student Bryson Kennedy won the SMT Promising Young Researcher Award in elementary division. Rochelle Middle School student Jalen Torrance won the SMT Promising Young Researcher Award in the junior division. So our kids did really well at the state level. So proud of them with our science fair winners. We had 3 presentations at the NC Ties Conference for Technology. The state level technology and digital learning conference recently. Digital learning specialist Ms. Nancy Gilmore, Austin Reese, and Heather Clark presented a presentation titled Success with SEL Using Digital Tools to Cultivate Creativity and Foster Self-Awareness in the Classroom. Congratulations to that team. All 3 of these are very well received, we're told. Digital learning specialist Belinda McGinnis and history teacher Dr. Travis Town from Early College High School presented a workshop titled Behind the Mic Boot Camp Podcast Power Hour. Board members remember that we're starting up a podcast. Ms. Lynch called it, spoken into reality today, so you'll be invited to be on the podcast for LCPS. We've got to do it, right, Ms. Lynch? It's got to happen. All right, North Lenore High School math teacher, Ms. Heather Kennedy presented a presentation titled Math Teacher Toolkit Infusing Technology into Your Math Classroom. All of them were well attended, presenters did a great job, and represented LCPS well, board members. 6 of our high school students already have an interesting summer mapped out for them. Now, you know I like firsts, and you know I like for Lenore County to finish ahead of anyone else. But this is a first for us. Lenore County Public Schools has never had this many governor school students selected in a single year, and we're so proud of these young people. They will be attending North Carolina Governor School, the highly selective summer residential program for academically or intellectually gifted high school students. North Lenore High School students selected are Egan Ballard, attending in social science, and we'll invite these students in for certificates next month. Egan Ballard, social science. Kayla Britt, attending in English. Lillian Doughty and Madeline Gilmore, both attending in dance. And Hayden Hall, attending in theater. Mackenzie Hood of Lenore County Early College High School has been accepted into Governor School to study mathematics. Governor School accepts about 650 students a year from more than 1,800 applications. Since 2022, LCPS has sent 17 students to Governor School in both academics and the arts. We are proud of this year's group for continuing that success. It's Battle of the Books time in Lenore County Public Schools, and we are pleased to see that all the schools and all the grade spans are competing again this year. In Elementary Battle of the Books, the team from Moss Hill Elementary captured its 3rd consecutive title and the 4th in 5 years. Mr. Barnett wanted to make sure I pointed that out. 4th in 5 years. In the Middle School Battle of the Books, top honors went to the team from Whittington Middle School, extending Whittington's success to 11 wins in the last 13 contests. Mr. Philippi also wanted that known, and he wanted that known that it was more than Moss Hills. But so you gotta love our neighbor schools, right? In the High School Battle of the Books, South Lenore reclaimed its title in a tight contest that saw more than 10 points only 10 points separating the top teams. As district winners, Whittington and South Lenore will advance to the regional competition next month. Battle of the Books tests students' knowledge of books from a common reading list of up to 20 books. Congratulations to all. And finally tonight, we want to offer a tip of the thinking cap to the team from Northwest Elementary School that won the 2024 LCPS Elementary Science Olympiad on March 16th. More than 150 students from all 9 of our elementary schools competed. They had a lot of fun and got a chance to show off what they know about science, technology, engineering, and math. The team from Moss Hill Elementary School finished 2nd. The team from Pink Hill Elementary School finished 3rd. From top to bottom, though, Elementary Science Olympiad is an event in which every student participant is a winner. So proud of them. Mr. Chairman, that completes my presentation. So proud of our young people.
All right, any questions for Mr. Williams? I thank you, Mr. Williams, for those announcements. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I hope I will keep saying it. Still more examples of the amazing things that are happening in the Lenore County Public Schools. Mr. Taylor, anyone sign up for public comment? No, ma'am. Thank you. All right, we will now move to the presentation portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Melissa Lynch to present a digital learning showcase.
Good evening. I'm pleased tonight to have Peak Hill Elementary School. We have our digital learning specialist, Ms. Jo Hill, and we have 2 students and 2 teachers accompanying her, and I'll let her introduce them. Peak Hill.
Good evening, my name is Jody Peel, and I'm the Digital Learning Specialist at Peak Hill Elementary. I'm here with our 1st grade student Juliana and a 5th grade student Jamala. We are thankful that we had the opportunity to have the Apple Specialist Nancy come to our school, and she provided professional development for all of our staff, kindergarten through 5th grade, and our encore teachers. Nancy was able to provide our staff quick and easy ideas to integrate technology into their current classroom practices. There is a presentation with student examples that has been loaded to board docs for you to view at your convenience. Whenever we are looking at ways to incorporate technology, we always look at the curriculum first. With the addition of the new reading and math HMH adoptions this year, we want to make sure that technology enhances the curriculum whenever possible. So this is Ms. Hill, who is here with us tonight, but unfortunately she's lost her voice. So she typed up what she wanted to share, and I will share it for her. She teaches 5th grade reading at Pink Hill Elementary. Her students have been reading different stories in their Into Reading curriculum. One of the stories they read was a play called The Miracle of Springs, and her students were able to act out that play. They loved acting, using different voices, and playing characters that were not just human, but vegetables, animals, and seasons. Once the play was over, her students had one question: how does the king feel about all of the other seasons? This question inspired her students to create their own play about how the king felt about summer. Her students had different jobs depending on their interests. She had writers, prop masters, a camera crew, actors, and extras for those that were willing to jump into any position that needed filling that day. They are continuing to work on this project, so you'll have to come see the final play at the Gifted Gala in April.
My name is Jamlet. I'm a 5th grade I was one of the writers for a play, The Year of No Summer. I enjoyed writing this play because I got to talk with my classmates and learn more about them. While working with Miss Nancy, she taught me many things that I did not know I could do on an iPad with iMovie. We learned how to use a green screen, how to clip different videos so we could use more than one angle in our movie, and how to use microphones within iPad.
So we're not going to show you the whole movie because it's about 5 minutes. We're going to show you the first 30 seconds. Because we're going to follow them. So we use microphones for the first time. We have to learn how to adjust that volume a little bit. We're going to close it. Just open it back up. There we go.
Act 1, Scene 1.
Hey Becky, here's your breakfast. Open the door, little guards.
So that is Act 1, Scene 1.
Mr. Destination?
I did want to point out the little boy who was leading the show, the day they did the Nancy Kane, he had to step in because the main character was out sick. So he did that, right on the wheel. He did a great job. Okay, now we have Ms. Boone.
Hey everyone, I am Melissa Boone, and I teach a kindergarten first grade combination class at Peak Hill this year. And when working with Nancy, she showed us how to create a writing journal on their iPad. So this is my student Juliana, and we were writing about frogs. We found this a good opportunity to integrate the HMH curriculum. So we have been learning about frogs and their characteristics, and she taught us how to show what we know through a journal on their iPad, and Juliana created this. Hello, my name is Juliana. I work with Miss Nancy. She works at Apple. So this is where we brainstorm.
So she got to use her Apple Pencil.
This is what type of email they
Type of email and video.
This is where they can live.
They can live in Amazon rainforest.
This is what they like to eat.
Frogs like to eat bugs and dragonflies.
This is how many colors they can eat.
Frogs can be different colors. There's a lot to learn about frogs.
Thank you for having her to have a great night.
So Juliana, Emily, Ms. Peel, Ms. Hill, Ms. Boone, thank you guys for sharing with us. See if any of the board members have any questions. You guys did an amazing job. I know a lot of adults I know many adults who couldn't get up here and do that. You did a great job. Very proud of her.
Thank you so much for having us.
Are there any questions? Any comments?
Outstanding.
Okay,
Great job.
Thank you, Mrs. Lynch, Mrs. Peel, Mrs. Hill, Mrs. Boone, Juliana, and Jill Miller.
Give
Thank
them
you.
another
We
round of
enjoyed that.
applause.
Chair recognizes Mr. Nick Harvey to present an update on the E.B. Frank Middle School construction project.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Uh-oh, I think I got hijacked. my partner in crime, Ms. Melissa Lynch. Coaching. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening, board members. Tonight, I will provide a brief update regarding the Frink Middle School construction project. As you all know, Lenore County Public Schools has received its largest grant award in school district history, $52 million. Again, we would like to thank our Board of Education for supporting our efforts to apply for this opportunity that will truly enrich and be beneficial to the LaGrange community for decades to come. Last week, we had our initial post-grant meeting with our architect, Mr. Robbie Ferris from SFLA. We were able to establish next steps to officially kick off our project. The foundational work of this project is underway. The surveying of our site will begin in the next few weeks, followed by soil sampling and sewer and water flow testing. I would like to take this moment to thank the town of LaGrange for assisting us with this part of the preliminary work. As you may recall, this project has several collaborative partners, including the town of LaGrange, whom I just mentioned. The transferring of land and property, specifically our property, your Board of Education property, the school, and their property, the land where the school will be built, must be conveyed to both parties at a fair market value. This process will be facilitated with the partnership of Tharrington and Smith.
And we have Rob Malone and Sharon Lynn working on that right now and advising us, and we met last week. And that's really the next big step to go through, but all parties are in agreement, I think, unless anybody's changed where they are, and I don't think so. I think that will be a pretty fast, seamless process for us.
Yes. Once these early steps are cleared, we will begin our work with our internal design teams, specifically technology, media, security, and food service, to start preparing for the construction of our new school, design and construction of our new school. I have attached our anticipated timelines for early consumption. We hope to have a more concrete schedule of the scope of work within the coming weeks. Please let me know if you have any questions. As I said, that's our projected timeline right now. And I've also attached in board docs for your view the proposed floor plan of this project.
It's pretty standard according to Rod and Malone and Tharrington Smith, and according to the architects, it's pretty standard 3-year timeline from the time the grant is awarded through the beginning of construction, and a 2-year actual build process. But we feel that this timeline is pretty accelerated compared to what it could have been, and we're satisfied with that. So possibly to start the school year in the fall of 26, to be in the school. Worst case scenario, fallback scenario would be mid-year, which you can do, but we would prefer to start at the beginning of the year, so we feel pretty good about that. We hope that you do as well. And the Board of Education will be involved, intricately involved from the beginning in terms of selecting how you want the school to look and what features you want in the school, and that's now is when that process begins through our subcommittees.
So, I'll entertain any other questions that you may have.
Any questions of Mr. Harvey or Mr. Williams? Any comments? Thank you, Mr. Harvey, for that. This is an excellent opportunity for Lenore County to provide a brand new learning environment for our students. So thankful for that grant. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present a summary of the 2024 summer learning opportunities available to all Lenore County public school students.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm here tonight to give you an overview of our summer programming being offered for our students in July and August. For the past 2 summers, we've worked and planned summer programming through our ESSER funds. The summer of 2022 was a huge operating year for summer programming. There were federal guidelines laid out detailing what we had to offer students in an effort to assist in any loss of learning due to COVID. We are in the last year of the ESSER 3 funding, and the federal mandates regarding summer programming are no longer in place. However, we budgeted to allow for 3 summers of additional summer programming, with this year being the last year. Prior to ESSER funding, we traditionally offered Reach to Achieve Camp, which is mandated by legislation, and various STEM camps funded by grants. We anticipate this will be probably the last summer of extended programming due to the expiration of ESSER funds, unless DPI offers additional grant opportunities. The high school Summer Enrichment Academy will be held at one central location for all high school students who wish to participate. This is a transition from the last few summers where the ESSER funding was such that we were able to support a location at each traditional high school. During the Summer Enrichment Academy, or what we call C, we will be offering mostly credit recovery opportunities for high school students to recoup missed credits from the school year. The middle school Summer Enrichment Academy is also a departure from the last 3 summers. There will be a middle school staff hired, but they will transition 1 week at a time to each of the 3 traditional middle schools. CSS will join with Frank Middle School. This will give middle school students 1 week of Summer Enrichment Academy summer programming at their respective schools. But middle school and high school students also have access to additional summer experiences that I will explain shortly. The elementary Summer Enrichment Academy is the only one that most closely resembles what's been offered the past 2 summers, but with fewer classes at each grade level. The elementary C will also run concurrently with Read to Achieve Camp, which I'll cover in the next slide. There are 2 classes for each grade level, 1st through 5th grade, and in addition to the Read to Achieve offerings for 2nd and 3rd graders as well. The elementary C and Read to Achieve camps will occur at the same 3 elementary schools listed on the slide: LaGrange, Moss Hill, and Northeast. The Read to Achieve camp offerings this summer resemble those offered since the Read to Achieve legislation came into effect in 2013. Read to Achieve is part of the Excellent Public Schools Act, which became law in July of 2012, but was implemented in all schools at the beginning of 2013. Attached to board docs is a frequently asked questions document regarding the Read to Achieve summer reading camp that does a thorough job of explaining what is and is not required by the legislation, and I do hope you find it helpful. Priority enrollment in the reading camp is for 3rd grade students not demonstrating reading proficiency as provided under general statute, and for 1st and 2nd grade students who demonstrate 1 or more deficits in critical reading skills as identified through assessments administered at the school as mandated by general statute. The ACE Aviation Camps are offered in partnership with the North Carolina Department of Transportation Division of Aviation and the LCC Advanced Aeronautics Manufacturing Center for any rising 6th through 12th grader. The FTC Competitive Robotics Camp is for students 7th through 12th grade who have an interest in building, programming, and driving robots. And finally, the District C internship experience is for students in high school 9th through 12th grade who are interested in an internship experience partnering with business and industry to solve real-world problems. We're also hoping to offer a visual art camp and band and music camp for all students 6th through 12th grade during all 3 weeks in July, but the details of which are still being finalized. And last but not least, we have offered a unique summer learning experience for our migrant students for many years, actually setting a standard applauded by the Department of Public Instruction. This year, our camp will be housed at LaGrange Elementary School, August 5th through the 8th, from 8 until 1 o'clock. Transportation, breakfast, and lunch will be provided. The migrant students will have an exceptional learning experience, offering learning and career exploration and some fun field trips. We traditionally serve anywhere between 60 to 85 students, including migrant students from Greene County as well. In conclusion, we're working diligently to finalize plans for our students' summer experiences and opportunities. We know that those students who join us this summer will have a memorable and beneficial experience. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from Mrs. Herring? Any comments? All right, thank you, Mrs. Herring, for that update.
You're welcome.
And these summer events provide learning opportunities for all the North County Public School students, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Chair recognizes Mrs. Amy Jones to present a summary of the Lenore County Public Schools activities and events in celebration of arts in our schools month.
Okay, give me just a minute. All right, good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to share our Arts in Our Schools Month's events. Every year in March, schools across the state celebrate Arts in Our Schools Month. Lenoir County has a rich arts program that we celebrate district-wide with our annual All-County Chorus, All-County Art Show, and All-County Band performances. I'm going to share some of the highlights with you while you enjoy this video containing pictures and our students' music. Our celebration starts with our all-county chorus. 100 elementary students and 100 middle and high school students join voices to make music together in a fun two-day event. Leading up to March, teachers select students who enjoy singing and are excited about music. For months ahead of time, our music teachers are busy preparing and practicing the music for the All-County Chorus weekend. On the first day of the All-County Chorus, students meet the clinicians and begin rehearsals. This year we had two of our own master teachers, Mrs. Marla Ham from Northwest Elementary School and Mr. Will Sawyer from Banks Elementary School lead the elementary chorus. The middle and high school chorus was led by Dr. Alan Armstrong of the University of Mount Olive. On Saturday, the students practiced hard in the morning, enjoyed lunch with each other, and then presented a beautiful concert enjoyed by a large audience of family, friends, community members, and Lenoir County Public Schools staff, leadership, and school board members. There were smiles all around during and after the concert. Our students performed beautifully, and we cannot wait until next year to do this again. A highlight of Arts in Our Schools Month is the incredible visual arts displays that are featured during the chorus and band concerts. Throughout the fall and early spring, art teachers from across the district save artwork that will be displayed during the All-County Arts events. On Wednesday, March 6th, students whose work was featured in the art show and their families were invited to an art show and reception in their honor. Every art board was full of amazing artworks created by our K-12 students, and the lobby was packed during the reception. Pride could be seen across the faces of the students and their guests as they pointed out their artwork. It was a very special night spent celebrating our young artists and their accomplishments. We closed out the celebration with our all-county band concert. 75 middle school students and 50 high school students came together to create a harmonious sound. Just like the chorus, leading up to March, teachers select students who enjoy playing their instruments and are up to the challenge of playing music at the next level. For months ahead of time, our music teachers are busy preparing and practicing the music for the all-county band weekend. On the first day of the all-county band, students meet the clinicians and begin rehearsals. This year we hosted Mrs. Karen Matthews, band director at Dixon Middle School in Jacksonville, North Carolina, where she and her students have earned top ratings in band competitions. Our high school band was directed by Dr. Timothy Heath, director of bands at Wake Forest University and a Grifton native. Both clinicians did an outstanding job with our students over the course of the weekend. On Saturday, the students practiced hard in the morning, enjoyed lunch with each other, and then presented an excellent concert. Family, friends, community members, and Lenoir County Public Schools staff, leadership, and school board members all came out to listen to the music. The end result was impressive, and we are excited to have this opportunity again next year. This year, we had additional opportunities for our students to experience live music in concert from the University of Mount Olive Carolina Sound Group and the famous John Brown Big Band. These were presented in partnership with the Community Council for the Arts, a Cartwheels grant, and the North Carolina Arts Council. Both concerts were met with an enthusiastic response from our students. High-quality arts education helps our students be well-rounded and better prepared for their future. We want to thank our leadership and the school board for their continued support of arts programs in Lenoir County. We invite everyone to next year's all-county arts events to be held in March of 2025. And thank you.
And Ms. Jones, one neighboring county asked us, because they don't have anything like this, they asked us to sit in with our all-county band performance, and we granted that request, and we're glad to have them as guests. And out of 6 counties around us, only 2 other counties are doing all-county chorus and all-county band. And some used to do it, and after the pandemic, haven't started back, and people are in varying degrees of preparation for doing so and feelings about it. But we haven't stopped, and we won't stop. We'll just continue to grow it each year, and we're really excited about that.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mrs. Jones? Any comments? Thank you, Mrs. Jones, for that update. As you can see, there were lots of exciting activities and celebrations of art in the Lenore County Public Schools this past month. We will now move to the action portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Helen Hooker to present the payroll calendar and due dates for the 2024-2025 school year.
Good evening. The payroll calendar establishes pay dates, pay periods, and related deadlines for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address them for you.
Any questions for Mrs. Hooker? All right, thank you, Mrs. Hooker. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the payroll calendar?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Woods, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. R. Starkey. Motion by Mr. Woods and a second by Dr. R. Starkey to approve the 2024-2025 school year payroll calendar and due dates as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. Ms. Hooker, please notify all employees of this action.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present the North Carolina School Boards Association policies to lead the school's policy revisions.
Thank you, Chairman. Board members, these policies were presented last month as information items for study and review, and we're bringing them back this month for action. These, again, are from the North Carolina School Boards Association, PLS subscription policies to lead the schools, their ongoing revision recommendations for revisions of these policies. We're bringing them back for action tonight.
Are there any questions for Mr. Williams? All right, thank you, Mr. Williams. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the policy review? Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Wiggins. Yes, sir.
Yes. On the policy 4240, 7312.
Let me see. Okay.
Under E2, says cooperate with state and local agencies. Says we can assign a principal can assign a liaison. And it says all employees under E2, all employees shall cooperate fully with agency personnel conducting an investigation. Now, are we talking about people who observe an allegation of an offense, or are we talking about people who are being accused of an allegation of an offense?
Both. Any employee is to cooperate with an ongoing investigation. That's our reading.
Okay.
Melissa, would you like to weigh in on that?
I think the expectation would be that it applies to everyone. So
all employees.
yes, yeah.
Okay. So if an employee is accused of an offense and they deem it in their best interest not to speak,
Well, I think
are they
that-
going to be, is that a fireable offense then?
And Attorney Michaud can answer that, but I think this is the basic policy, and then situations that might supersede that or be exceptions to this regular policy might come up, and then someone, an employee accused of something on advice of counsel, that would be a different situation. Ms. Michaud, would you like to address that?
Sure. I do think this section of the policy, Part E, I think it is perhaps a local addition, maybe at some point in past years, this cooperation section. So I do think there is, you could look at if you wanted to deviate from it. This section E is not part of the School Boards Association, but I think it was maybe added at some point in time, and it's not uncommon to have these provisions about.
But would an employee who's maybe the accused in the situation, would the advice of their counsel, their legal counsel, that would intervene here, and it would certainly be.
And I didn't get to that part of your question.
I'm sorry.
So I think the first part is just there is some flexibility in this section E. To the question about an accused employee, it would be standard practice to inform that employee that if you decide not to share information or respond in the investigation, that's your decision. However, the school system will need to still move forward with making its decision for its personnel review.
And that in itself wouldn't constitute necessarily, as he was saying, fireable offense, but it would impede the investigation to the degree that it does. And the consequences would ensue from there, but it wouldn't.
The school system would have to make whatever decision for the school system's investigation, whatever decision it can based on the available information. And so if someone decided, I'm not going to respond or share, then you would need to go ahead and move forward with what available information you have for. And so again, I'm sort of speaking to the personnel side of the investigation. In terms of what the employee would still have the right to sort of make their own decisions.
Any other questions? Mr. Wiggins?
Well, nothing of my question was answered. If we're having one of our personnel are accused of something, and I'm just kind of curious as how much leeway do we have to work with them, depending on what the allegation is.
I think the board has full flexibility, doesn't it, Ms. Michelle?
I just think it could be spelled out a little bit more clear as to what the ramifications would be should they choose not to cooperate at the initial time. Because, you could have a person who's accused of something and they do want to cooperate with the employing agency. It's just that time is an issue. And they may need some additional time for counsel. How much time do we give them? Are we going to give them a number of days to respond? And if they don't, then we fire them. When if we'd have give more time and done a more adequate review of things, we would have found that the employee was well within their job performance standards. So, I want to make sure our children are cared for, and I want to make sure our employees are well looked after also. They have an extremely difficult job, and they deal with some extremely difficult people at times. I just want to make sure everybody's looked after. I just feel like maybe a little more could be done with this particular policy to spell some things out.
Yes, Ms. Payne.
Which policy is this you're talking about?
Sir?
Which one of these are you referring to?
It's 4240, 7312 on the policy code.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we refer policy 4240 to the policy committee for further review, and that the other policies be adopted as presented.
Got a motion?
Yes, a motion.
Got a motion by Mr. Anderson.
I second it.
Okay, and we got a second. So what we're going to vote on, motion by Mr. Anderson, second by Mr. Wiggins, to approve the School Boards Association's policies that lead to schools' policy revisions, with the exception of policy 4240 and 7312.
That's referred to the policy committee.
And we'll refer it to a policy committee. Okay. So, is there any more discussion? Any more questions? Any more discussion? Okay, so, just for, reference sake, or point of clarification. So when the legislatures enact the law, and I guess it's asking you, Mrs. Michaud, enact the law, and then we have to have board policies that reflect that. These recommendations come from the School Boards Association, and generally, are they reviewed by our attorneys also? Isn't that usually the?
Harrison Smith, it comes from the attorneys at School Boards Association.
Okay, all right. So these are all recommendations.
Yes, the School
Okay.
Boards
So,
Association.
I guess my question is that when there's a sentence that says shall, is that reflective of what the law says? Because shall means you have to do it, right? Correct? Okay.
It does, but this section that Mr. Wiggins asked about is not from, it's not in the school board's policy. So I think this was custom language added at one point in time.
Okay.
Or was already in our policy.
It was already in our
We haven't
policy.
added anything.
Yeah, it wasn't changed. Only what's highlighted red is what actually was changed, correct? So that part wasn't changed. That was
Right.
already in our policy.
Right.
Okay.
And have been for over 20 years.
Okay.
We haven't added anything.
All right. Any more questions or any more comments? If not, so does everybody understand we're going to vote on all the policies except for 4240, 7312? All right. All right, any more questions? And we'll call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Williams, please incorporate these policy revisions to our board policies, and we will set up if we got a committee, we'll set up a committee, we'll take a look at that particular, was that the only part of that policy that you had concerns with, Mr. Wiggins? Okay, all right, we'll have a committee meeting to set up the committee meeting and take a look at it. All right, thank you. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Harris to present out-of-state field trip request for North Lenore High School.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. This field trip has been planned by Mr. Michael Lewis, the band director at North Lenore High School, as a PBIS reward for band members that displayed positive behavior and active participation throughout the school year within the North Lenore High School band program and the school. The adults and students plan to depart from North Lenore on the 25th of May around 7 a.m. and return around 12 hours later around 7 p.m. the same day. They're traveling by school activity bus. There's 3 adults and 20 students. They'll be traveling to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Any questions for Mrs. Herring? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Herring. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the out-of-state field trip request?
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Smith. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Woods. Motion by Mr. Smith and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the North Lenore High School out-of-state field trip request as presented. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion is stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. Mrs. Harris, please notify North Lenore High School of this action.
Thank you.
Is there a recommendation or a motion pertaining to closed session?
Oh, Mr. Hill, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I do want to clarify, this part that Mr. Wiggins asked about is in the model NCSBA policy, this E2. So, but you can sort of review and study with the committee as to whether there is flexibility on if that shall just came
Yeah, we
from
can decide
their.
to adopt that or not, but it did come from We
Yeah,
have-
yeah. So I just wanted to clear, I was looking at the another number policy. So yeah, I do want to clarify that. But you still have room to study whether that shall came from their recommendation or that shall came from a statutory reference.
Okay. And I mean, in my experience in the past, whenever we're dealing with personnel, we generally take the recommendations of the attorneys, correct? When it fall in the law, in the
Right,
statute.
and prior to the committee, the subcommittee meeting with board members, we'll consult with Darrington
Okay.
Smith and ask them to do a thorough review of it and make a recommendation based on that. Because typically, there's no need for a dual review of the same policies, but what we'll do is when there has been a question about a policy, we pull that, send it to the subcommittee, and then we've asked the attorneys to give us deep dive legal analysis and a recommendation. And then we take that to the committee and the board members discuss it and you all decide what you'd like to do with it. And then we'll
Okay.
bring it back.
Any other comments or questions? All right, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to closed session?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Lenore County Board of Education enter into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to the initial employment of an individual employee.
Motion by Mr. Anderson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cash. Motion by Mr. Anderson, and second by Mrs. Cash to move the closed session. Any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. We are now in closed session. Thank you. Recognize that the Lenore County Board of Education is back in open session. Before we go to personnel, I will have to recuse myself. I do have immediate family members on the personnel report. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the monthly personnel recommendation?
Move to approve the personnel report with the addendum.
Motion by Mr. Smith, there's a second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cash. Motion by Mr. Smith, second by Mrs. Cash to approve the monthly personnel recommendations with the addendum as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 6-0. And let's see, notify the employees of this action. With no further business coming before this board, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to it?
7.
He recused.
7. Oh, he recused.
I recuse myself.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so used to hearing
6-0.
Yeah.
All right, with no further business to come before this board, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to adjournment? Motion by Mr. Anderson, second. Second by Dr. Outlaw Starkey. We have a motion by Mr. Anderson, a second by Dr. Outlaw Starkey to adjourn the March 25th, 2024 regular monthly meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries 7-0. Meeting is adjourned. Please stay safe.